what arguably has been the worst year of basketball as a Wizards fan for me. Been watching the team since like '09, and I'd have to say, I'm grateful for this year because we finally have a direction as a franchise. We're rebuilding, and I love the steps that Deni Avidja and Corey Kispert have taken. I mean, Deni Avidja had a great game tonight. Obviously, it was the loss, but we're getting to see these next steps in like some of these players, even though it's a terrible season. First off, if you guys don't know, the front office, when Will Dawkins and Michael Winger took over, they couldn't fire Wes Unseld. Even though I loved Wes Unseld, they couldn't fire him because that's what ownership said. So they replaced the lead assistant with Brian Keefe, and they gave him a multi-year deal. So when they moved Wes Unseld Jr. to the advisory role, Brian Keefe is probably going to be our head coach for the next 4 to 5 years or more if everything works out. These are all Thunders guys. Brian Keefe was brought from the Thunder. Will Dawkins, Michael Winger. Obviously, Will Dawkins came from the Thunder. Michael Winger was from the Clippers, but he's a Thunder guy. So just know that's how they're all connected. And for me, I thought this was a game but we got to see a lot of growth from some guys. Deni Avidja had 25 points tonight. I love that Tyus Jones stayed, and I hope we keep him and we're able to flip him in the future. Marvin Bagley has rediscovered his motor and is playing like an absolute animal, and he's going to be a guy that I think we can flip in the future. But core guys, and I know we'll eventually trade Kyle Kuzma, but I really do believe that Corey Kispert and Deni Avidja and Bilal Coulibaly, like right there, that could be whoever our center and point guard is. We arguably, if we could find let's say we draft Alex Sarr at center, all we need is a point guard, because at that point our future lineup could be Alex Sarr at center, power forward running Deni Avidja, at small forward you're running Corey Kispert, at shooting guard you're running Bilal Coulibaly, and at point guard you're running whoever you want or whoever we draft in the future. And obviously you fill out the rest of the roster, but that's not bad. You get Deni Avidja, who's like a point forward, who's going to be a guy who's looking like, this year he's a guy who's averaging 14 is it a game, and Deni Avidja this season is averaging 13, 6.5, and 4. All right, and I could see his ceiling being 15, 7, and 4, and that's your power forward. And then you have a center like Alex Sarr, who's maybe a better rebounding, shot blocking, scoring version of Jaren Jackson Jr. And Bilal Coulibaly is going to be like OG Anunoby. And then you have Corey Kispert, who's out here, putting up 12 points a night with 2 assists and 3 rebounds a game. And who's a dead eye, he'll be your small forward. And then your point guard, you can either get someone in this upcoming draft or in the future. And then you just fill out the rest of the roster and you flip Kyle Kuzma for assets, who's putting up 22 points. You get, eventually, we somehow get rid of Jordan Poole, either buyout or he rebuilds his value. He didn't look terrible tonight. And then obviously, Rashawn Holmes, also another guy who hasn't looked bad. But yeah, I think they're, I'm excited for Bilal Coulibaly. I'm liking what we're seeing Marvin Bagley's out here averaging 14 and 8 with us. I wish we got to see more Pat Baldwin and the younger guys, but I like what we have as a team right here, and I think we're in a good direction. But yeah, that's basically what I'm grateful for as a Wizard fan. Nothing too crazy. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts if you guys agree with me, but that's it. I'm gonna head out. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.